Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Now, today's video is going to be different. Today's video is going to be about a tool that I found pretty interesting. Now, I get at least one email a week asking me to try out and make a video for some tool. About 99% of them are pure junk, and I wouldn't waste your time or my time on them. But this one came along 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it was a tool that I thought would be handy to have around here. Now, whether I'm building on my monster machines or rebuilding old obsolete mills over there, I run into bolts and nuts that are stuck all the time. Now, I have a set of extractors and hammer shock removers for bolts and such, but sometimes they just won't budge. So when this company sent me the email, it was different in a lot of ways. One, you can buy this tool on Amazon. Two, I think they had something like 600 reviews of it by people that had already bought the tool, as well as you can think they did. But it had a decent rating. Some people were saying things like, well, it doesn't get the boat cherry hot, or that's the biggest thing that I've seen. So I said, sure, send me one. I'll try it out and see what I think. Now, I don't sugarcoat things on here just because of the sponsor sent me something. In fact, most of the things you see me talking about are things I bought. Enough said. So this is going to be, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. I'll tell you and let you know. Now, several of the things that I read were people complaining that it didn't get hot enough, or some others said it got really good. Well, when I was laying in the hospital at Christmas time, Dawn gave me this infrared thermometer gun, and I didn't get to open it till about 4 months afterwards, but we're going to try and see what temperatures I can get with it. Now, pardon the mess. I'm kind of reduced right now to what I can reach out of the chair. So every surface at my level has now become a horizontal surface that needed filling. Well, this is the gun I was talking about. K7s, KKSEVENS. I don't know if they got too many K's in this or what. I guess I could look somewhere else. This is a KS01, do-it-yourself coils. I take that to mean that you can make any coil you want. I haven't opened this up, and as far as I can tell, this was one of the tools that was pulled out of Amazon's shipping. I don't know for sure, but it sure got here fast. I want to look too. It's got a nice, not real flimsy like some of them you see. This seems pretty well molded. I wonder if we could get this around Dawn's. Yeah, that'll work. I play around with Dawn a lot. Dawn is in a mad rush to get into all the projects he needs done outside before he has to hibernate for the winter. Now, basically what I see is a long snouted aid that you sorry. Now this, you hold like this. There's no pistol grip on it. Got a big thumb screw, or I don't know what it's for unless it's to go on either side of that, so you can easily change these out. What else is in here? Cord. There's another screw. I would bet that these are what you tighten up to make the coil stick in the gun. You got two of them. Now it comes with some instructions, but you can't figure this one out. I guess I could figure out if that's what's happening. Now, I've got some bolts that are stuck on a muffler on a mule. And like I said, that looks about like the coil diameter, so it can slip over that pretty easily. It's okay. If you look down there, you could see that copper. Come on, camera. You can do it. Maybe that'll show you. Anyway, I see the copper coil down there. So I know that these bolts are what it's made for. I'm going to tighten this other one up. I've already got it started. It says the gold core or copper wire diameter is 2.5 millimeter. And I would think that you need to have these tightened pretty well. You know, if you get one of the big soldering pistols, sometimes they don't work well because they've gotten hot and cold so many times. It's released the pressure where you clamp the coil in for it. Touch that. Touch that. That's hand tight. What else we got in here? Don't need you anymore. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coils. And then you can apparently preform these to fit anything you need. Okay. Well, that's what you get in the box. Personnel wearing cardiac pacemakers, metal prosthesis, medical surgical implants. That core is strictly forbidden from using this device. Now, I have a stent in my heart from 3 years ago. So technically, I shouldn't have pushed this button. It got warm from it a little bit. But I pushed it to see if I was going to fall over dead, and I didn't. So, it's got a light that will shine on whatever you're looking at. It'll work. Getting hot. See if it works better with a nut. Well, I can get that one around there. Okay, that's pretty tight fit. Set it on there, it all of a sudden made that nut start smoking well. And if you can see that has got that nut cherry red. Whoa. Let's set the thing on fire here, buddy. I selected this one so that you could work on a smaller bolt that I got. So maybe putting that in was not a great idea. Well, we know it's working. Let's go outside. Well, that's a lot better fit than the other one was. It's kind of hard to get it. The insulation on this makes it hard to get into this real tight fitting here. Got that one down there too. This should be cooled off. Let's see if we can get it in there. Oh, you got to plug it in first. Taking a while. It is getting cherry red. Everything got cherry red. Well, it's still hot. I'm gonna wire brush it. One bolt. All right. Let's see if this helps. Oh, this is ridiculous. Let's see if I can get this on. Hey, that turns easy. Wonder if it's the nut or the whole bolt. Well, that's not easy. I got on the good now. It's turning. I don't know if the whole boat's turning or not. it got hot, cherry red. And I think I might have waited too long. We'll see. Try it again. Might need to get a better wrench or an extension. New mule. Be ready with this one. Button is pushed. Nut is getting red. Shoot. It gets red quick with this. And that is red. I'm making progress. If it gets all red, while it's still hot, I can move it. Made the end of my voila. Well, I might be turning the bolt in the back. I think I am. Let's get it. Well, the gun is working. I just need to get something else because I can't hold on to it and everything, and it's like I need to be laying down. Then I can't. I'm going to go get my impact gun now that it's gotten hot 4 or 5 times. I feel like once you do it, it starts pretty easy, but you got to get on to it. Now this thing weighs a ton. And it has 3 different torque levels in this. This is a good one. Don't have anything smaller since I had to get rid of my business. I think it's spinning. Let's see if I can make this work. Oh, shit. Oh. Well, I do see a little bit of progress here. It's about time to heat it up again. And then put that on. And I know. I don't have any metric impact sockets. So that's why I'm trying to go real easy on it. Engaging safety spool. Getting hot. Got red hot. It's turning. I got it almost down to the ends of the threads there. I'm going to see if I can tighten it up. Yeah, I went in some, got a little more thread on it. I'm going to go up another level. Maybe we can do that. Maybe not. Let's try it with the heat again. That is red hot. You get a backup on it. That got all the insulation off the end. I don't know if it'll work. Should work. Burn all the insulation off the end. That's why they give you a couple extras. Come on, let's work, baby. Ha ha! That got it. Unfortunately, I think you got that too. That was hot. Well, I don't know what caused it to make the shielding, and I didn't know if it was going to touch that and short it out, but it did work the last time too. I think for the bottom bolt I'm going to put a new one in though. I guess you could just buy this stuff. I'm going to put a bigger one on than the last one in the hopes that I'm not doing something wrong, scratching something. I will tell you, this gets hot pretty rapidly on those nuts. I think a lot of me getting that off is I couldn't get a backup wrench on it very good. Well, folks, I'm not going to bore you with the rest of an old guy getting down and getting that muffler off. I just wanted to tell you a few things that I found interesting about this product. Now, the one thing that I read was people were saying that it didn't get hot or didn't get hot enough. One thing I found out was when you don't have the magnetic coil completely around the object you're trying to hit, it ain't going to work. And sometimes I was holding this thing up in a weird angle. The bolt I had to get into was next to the pipe, and that's where I think all my problems came back with getting the insulation too hot and in fact scraping it off by rubbing against the sidewall. So this thing worked pretty good. I mean, it got bolts cherry red in a reasonable amount of time. This comes with all kinds of insulated covered wire. I guess you could make some of your own. You just have to find some of this stuff. But all in all, I'm happy with it. Now, that might not have been the easiest test to put it to, upside down and sideways and everything else, but it seemed to work well. The thing that I would like to see most of it would be an on-off switch on the machine somewhere. You have a push button to get it hot, but the fan runs all the time. So maybe incorporate that in the next one, where you can put an on-off switch so you don't have to unplug it all the time. Of course, who knows how much you're going to use it. Now, I was looking here for one of the ones that I screwed up. And here it is. I burnt that completely off, yet it still kept heating. But I'm going to run through a lot of those. But it taught me to get them on square onto the surface you're going to use. I don't know if y'all can see that. But if you get them on set and not touching the bolt or the sidewells, that insulation shouldn't get that much damage. Well, all in all, folks, I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. It got hot fast. It wasn't that heavy. The only thing I can fault it is the insulation around the heating coils. But I put a lot of that to my fault about jamming it into that tight space and not knowing what I was doing. So look for this thing on eBay, Amazon. going to put it in my good tool shed.